surrounded by two 26-year-olds dressed.
Honestly, I feel so at home on it. I feel like this is where I was meant to be.
You're natural here, right?
I'm so natural. I'm naturally young at heart, young in looks,
Absolutely. Stunning.
young in the brain.
No. For how long that took.
Was.
For how long that took. We're zooming through today's app because I have a coffee high, baby. Woo!
You haven't even had your first sip. God, you just sniffed it?
Now I have woo!
How is that? Honestly, that looks like the best coffee you've ever
really
brought
good. You
here.
wanna taste?
Yeah, can I?
Yeah. Hilltop, it's really good.
It doesn't feel like
Sponsored.
you kind of switched it.
You can switch that around. It feels nice and like sassy to do so.
Oh, wow, that's delicious.
It's good, right?
That's really
It's
good.
good, yeah.
Speaking of coffee, is this your first coffee?
Of the day, yes, of course
Okay.
it is. You know it
Okay.
is.
Okay.
I'm
I just
not
need to
having
know.
coffee before.
If I'm having coffee before the sun rises, motherfucker.
That's insane. I don't get up before the sun rises.
Well, I know.
But I have been recently being really focused on where the sun is because I've been watching something where the sun needs to be down, Vampire Diaries, and I've been really enjoying it.
Okay, before we start, and let me pick up Vampire Diaries with you because there's nothing I'd love to talk about more.
Okay.
But I think we just like to mention, obviously, we're here in LA.
Yeah,
We're
yeah.
all safe. Our homes are safe. And
Yes.
I live an hour south, so I've been very fortunate to have space from it. But I think just quickly, we just want to say that we're, obviously sad and devastated. And a lot of people are really struggling right now. And sometimes it feels a little bit icky to have the world keep moving.
Yeah,
know?
absolutely. Especially, seeing people talk about losing literally everything.
Yeah.
Just absolutely everything. It's devastating. It's horrible. I can't imagine.
I can't imagine.
Losing everything. I ran into somebody that had lost whose house was in it was in Altadena, and they lost everything. And I was like, oh, I can't imagine. And there's some good places where you can donate money and donate clothes.
Honestly, I'd love to even know those places. Maybe we can even put them in the description.
Yeah, we'll put it in the description.
Sometimes, I was saying this to Corbin, and I wanted to mention it here. I even feel kind of choked up. This is so weird, but I keep saying this in the past 2 years, words matter. But when I say that, I'm devastated or I'm sad or I'm thinking of people, does that even matter? Does that, sometimes it feels flippant, your thoughts and feelings and you're thinking about people or you're praying about people's situation. Sometimes it doesn't feel enough. And then sometimes when you don't have a lot to donate, it doesn't feel enough. And sometimes you don't know where to donate and you don't know where your money's actually going. Is it really providing relief? Some of those things, just I kind of spin in circles about them, how to really provide help.
I think there's from what I've seen from a lot of people, the youth in our area have been very helpful promoting direct to help people that are directly affected by it. There are some people that the painting just moved. There are people that were painting's falling. Let's just
Should we put it?
Let's pull it down.
Pull it down because I think we'll be doing this all epi.
Yeah.
It's nice to be close to Alina.
Exactly.
She's
here.
She's here. She's watching over us.
But there was people posting if anybody has size XYZ in shirts, pants, my mom needs clothes. It's just it's
I think you can't really wrap your mind around the existence of you have this place that's your safety, that's your home, and to lose everything in that besides potentially what's on your back and what's in a suitcase. I feel sometimes you can't even comprehend that. And I know
we've talked about me being a transplant. This is my first experience with dealing with dealing with wildfires. I didn't realize to the extent that I saw other people. Somebody had lost their home in the 2018 fires as well, and then lost it here too.
Oh,
I didn't realize how much of a danger this is and how heartbreaking. I'd never had to fathom losing your home in such a way. My home got flooded when I grew up, but we flooded the basement. That was it. Some things got lost in storage, but losing everything you own and animals.
It's very a traumatic experience with it burning too. There's something about burning and having it fully flattened. And I think honestly, growing up here too, I was always in my mind, I was I'd be more scared of a tornado. But then you see kind of the destruction, and you see kind of it in relation to you kind of get a big picture of how much has actually been burned down, and it can feel a little bit overwhelming.
much so.
And sometimes like then you say these words and they kind of feel empty. Like
Yeah.
it feels like that's not enough, and then it feels like, oh, what I donate isn't enough. It just like sometimes, and it's like you don't want to make it about like I'm not doing enough, but it's more of just like you feel like you want to help more.
Yeah.
And it's just really, really sad. And so, to use my own saying, like, we're thinking about everyone.
Yeah.
And we'll add links to the description of like places that, we've donated, or like places that seems like they're really helping people like on the ground.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
with that,
Alex will tell us what's on the piece of paper.
Yes.
Oh, episode 146.
Duh.
Okay. Welcome.
Do the math.
Welcome back. 4 + 6 is 10. Fast math. +1 is 11. And are you kidding me? 11's an odd number. 1 and 1. 11's lucky.
I feel like we keep getting to 11, but maybe that's wrong. I mean, that wouldn't make sense actually in my brain.
It
can't make sense because
can't
the numbers
make
wouldn't. That wouldn't happen. That just wouldn't happen.
And honestly, it could have, but I'm just gonna say like maybe it hasn't.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
146.
On our list is
Tell us.
After Death Secrets.
That's right.
Money, Rel, and Tenship.
That's right. Money
What?
relationship.
Oh, okay, I was close. Ohio State. Woo! Ohio Slate. Actually, that's what that says.
That's right, baby.
Competitive fans.
That's right.
Wedding. Cardinal shower.
That's right.
Beautiful. And I noticed Sarah left something off the list.
What was it?
One of my favorite things. The movie Better Man, starring a CGI monkey as Robbie Williams.
Damn it, you guys! I tried to stop this.
The musical of the year.
Okay.
Wicked be damned.
Okay.
Better Man is here for people that love music, musicality, everything that Sarah hates.
We'll skip over this really soon, you guys, and maybe we'll cut this entire thing out.
I don't think so. Actually, can you turn my mic up slightly?
Turn it down.
Turn my mic up slightly because
'em off.
I have to bring it a little too close to my face to speak. So I want to be able to gesture passionately while I do this.
The minute.
Okay, cool.
So I think it's the right
don't
one on the
touch that
dial.
dial.
Right
Don't touch
there.
that
Yep,
dial,
turn it up a
okay.
little bit. There we
Okay,
go.
don't touch it.
Oh, no, that was
That was
Sarah.
me.
That's Sarah. We can turn her down. We can turn me up slightly. No. There it is. There we go. Okay, so what do you want to do?
Make it quick.
Let me turn me down a little
Make
bit.
it
Let me turn me down a
quick.
little bit. Okay.
You get 30 seconds.
Give me a minute.
Fine.
Okay.
We've already said 5.
Okay. So this is my pitch to go see Better Man in theaters. It is a musical biopic about Robbie Williams. I didn't know anybody. I didn't know anything about him. The only thing I knew about him was that he was like partially like a soccer fan in the UK. I'm a big soccer fan, so there's like overlap. He's a big soccer fan.
Isn't everyone in the UK a big soccer fan?
Sure.
Okay.
But he's like involved in some like media promotion, soccer aid, all this kind of stuff. I knew none of his songs. I went in. I'm not kidding. I went in. I saw this movie at 10 a.m.
Oh, Alex, you're sick. I almost threw up in my mouth.
I-
No one sees a movie at 10 a.m.
It was me and one other person.
Thank you. That's right, because no one wanted to fucking see it.
It was. I cried, no joke.
Shut the fuck up.
I'm not kidding. Like 6 times. on like 6, 7.
Okay,
occasions.
but honestly, this combines like a lot of your love.
It
like
really does.
Monkeys
Monkeys
and music.
and music
And movies.
And
So this is actually made for you.
it was 100% made for me. But it's made. Like, I guarantee you, there have been people that have commented like, I saw Interstellar because Alex's rants. If you liked Interstellar, you're gonna like Better Man.
Are you fucking kidding me?
was-
You're putting. Wait, hold on.
I'm not putting it on the same pedestal.
Okay, because this would
but
be insane.
I'm just saying, if we're doing an Alex's book club, movie club thing, like Oprah's book club.
Is that what we're doing?
That's what we're doing.
We're relating you to Oprah now.
That's exactly
so
what we're
things
doing.
are really gone off the fucking tracks.
100%. And it's so fucking good. It's so sweet. It's so heartbreaking. If you love your grandma, you'll love this movie.
Are you kidding me?
If you have daddy issues, you'll love this movie.
Wait, you're kind of just like saying too much.
But it's so fucking good. Yeah. It's so sweet. People are like, why is he a monkey? I'm not going to tell you why he's a monkey.
Perfect.
It's so fucking good. It's so incredible.
Is it because when you're a celebrity, you're like a monkey to the public? You're like in the zoo?
Maybe. And like the musical scenes, like the sequences are like so incredible. Like so like fucking good. And like one of the quotes that I saw was something about like how like music biopics are like overdone now and like everybody's sick of seeing the same like we made it to fame and got high and then lost it all and then came back and did like that typical story.
Yeah.
So then like
who's giving these people drugs?
Throwing them
we should like we should pause and be like, you know what? I think the drugs are the issue.
They can sing the songs. Just
yeah. Go.
No more cocaine.
Yeah. We pause cocaine.
But so I did.
We've gone over a minute.
I know. I'm done.
So
I'm done.
what's the conclusion?
The conclusion: go see the movie. I saw that movie and The Brutalist, and if I learned anything from both of those movies combined, is that heroin must be fucking incredible.
Yeah, must be.
I mean, I got some family members.
You know what? But if you hit
they've
heroin,
explained
you've
it.
gone too far.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that should be like, you know how we've said like, what was it last episode? Like if
The
you
line.
get the line here, if you
Yeah.
hit here, you've gone too far. I don't even remember what we said.
Yeah, I can't remember.
But we
took a
did
line.
say
Yeah.
So if you've hit heroin, everyone, you have gone way too
If
far.
you're a singer, some kind of artist, if you've hit heroin,
You've gone too far.
you've gone too far.
Yeah.
But apparently it helps you create great art. So I don't know, maybe you haven't gone far enough. Maybe keep going.
Don't, Alex.
Maybe keep
It's
going.
the youth is here.
Ohio State. Oh.
Wait, don't skip over mine.
Sorry, Vampire Diaries
Okay,
first.
wait, Vampire Diaries. Okay,
Oh, no. You first. We'll come
Okay.
back to Vampire Diaries.
okay. So,
Better Man was incredible. I love that. I cried 6 times, Sarah.
honestly, like the fact that you
It was
cried
so
6 times
beautiful.
would make me want to go see
It
this.
wa-
Like
it-
that would be the sell. If Alex cried 6 times,
It
like,
was beautiful.
I'd consider it.
The final scene was like the final scene.
Wait, we're back here.
This is the last thing.
Okay.
Last thing I'll say. The final scene. The guy, like, it was literally just me and some other lady that was like 5
Was she
rows.
crying?
5 rows. Yeah, I heard her.
Okay. So y'all are both sobbing together.
I turned around after the movie was over. I was like, I was sitting there. I turned around. I was like,
You're literally like
we
watching
yeah,
face.
we both like just like nodded at each other and walked out. And the theater worker walked in for the final scene.
Yeah.
The final scene. I won't give a spoiler. I'll give a tiny spoiler. Doesn't spoil anything. It packs it up very nicely, the movie, and like the theater worker, I saw him walk in and then stand in the hallway to watch it again. Like it's a really sweet movie. It's really like heartbreaking, heartwarming. It's really good.
Yeah.
That's all I'll say.
Okay.
Enough monkeys.
Okay.
And last thing. The monkey VFX is the same team that did the monkey VFX for Planet of the Apes. That's it. It was
I
phenomenal.
mean, you gotta hire the best.
You gotta hire the best.
You got a monkey involved.
You gotta
That's the team to go to.
It is. Now I'll sit here in silence.
Hey guys, it's me. Jessica. Sorry, no.
Who's
That's
Jessica?
a lie. It's me, Jessica. You know, like that new guy. No, it's not new guy.
New girl?
No, it's not new girl. It's like when they switch bodies and it's Rachel McAdams and it's that guy and it's Rob and they switch bodies. Okay,
Freaky Friday?
not Freaky Friday. No one gets me. Okay, what I'm meaning to say to you guys is that because there's a holiday next week, we're releasing the episode on Wednesday and not Tuesday. And I will think of the movie and I will tell you next Tuesday
right.
when we release it. Okay, that's it. Bye.
Bye.
I don't know why this kind of was like in my this has been on my head recently. Just like I feel like I've been listening to a lot of like random like religious things, and not like religious. I don't know how to describe this, but like people discussing their religion. And
Right.
I've never been like a religious person, but I'm very interested in religions plural and like the historical sense because I love history and I love learning about religion and I'm very fascinated by it.
Same, yeah.
As almost like a third party. Like I love all of them. I love everyone. And I think a lot about, I also love hearing about near-death experiences
Yeah.
and people that potentially cross over and come back and say what they experienced
Yeah.
or like what they felt. I love shit like that. So I was thinking on my walk the other day, like, what kind of, you die. You know, this is Alita's worst nightmare. Okay, we die. And in this moment, like, what kind of secrets are revealed to you? Like, what would you like to have?
Ooh.
Like, what secret would you want to know now? Obviously, we have the secret of the afterlife, right? Like, instantly you die and you're like, ah, fuck, this was it. You know,
Yeah.
so maybe you find that out, right?
Yeah.
But like, what would you want your secret to be? Like, are you flooded with the secrets of the world? Like, are you finally like, oh, that's what happened during Watergate? Or like, are you flooded with like, oh, that's how they died? Like that person did murder that person. It was OJ. You know, like what kind of shit?
I don't think it was OJ, but we can get back
Wait,
to that.
really?
No, I don't think so.
Interesting. He did run though.
Yeah, well, I
Well,
run.
sometimes I have run.
I've gone for a jog before.
Yeah, but away from the cops.
Yeah, I have.
Oh, you've jogged away?
So
We'll get back to that.
Yes, yeah.
My thing is like, what secret? Do you only get one secret? Do you get all the secrets at once? Are you flooded with a whole world of secrets?
Oh, like you die, you speak to the universe, and you either learn one truth or all the truths.
Yeah, like are you able to just like you die and all of a sudden you ingest the secrets of the universe? Or do you die and they're like, you get one. You get one secret you get to know, you know? And like, because there's so many things I think about that like, I think a lot with Mike murder trials that like, we'll never know.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, but when I die, will I get to know? Or like conspiracies, like, oh, they say, you know, we've traveled in space and we did the moon landing, but all of a sudden you die and you're like, We didn't go to the moon.
Moon doesn't even
The
exist.
moon isn't even real. Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's like, do we get to find out all the conspiracy?
Yeah.
Do we get to find everything out all at once? And then we're like, oh, chill. Like now we're in heaven and we know everything.
Do you
Know
want
nothing and it's dark.
Do you want to know?
Yeah. What do you think?
Sarah,
Oh, no. Are you about to tell me
you've died,
right now?
and I am the universe speaking to you.
Okay.
You get to learn one truth.
Oh, God.
What do you want to know?
I have to like really rack my brain for this one. I guess I want to know the question that everyone wants to know. What was the point? Why are we here?
If you don't know what the point is,
It was to see that monkey. And you didn't see it, so you can't get in.
if you don't know the point by now, we're gonna have to send you back so you can live life again to try to
Right?
figure out the point.
Here we go, and I'm through the canal. You know, like, right? Well,
Yeah.
that's the whole thing. Like, am I on my last life?
Yeah.
Are you reborn? Anyways, I'm thinking a lot about this. Like, am I about to? Maybe we don't have to fear death if we get to know all the secrets. Like, if you get to know all the secrets, are you a little less afraid?
I don't think that it works like that.
Oh, okay.
I think
What do you think it works like?
I think that similar to how you did the through the canal thing.
Yeah.
I don't think that it's like straight up like you go speak to somebody and they're
Maybe
like,
not
go
speak,
ahead.
but like you're kind of
Interact-
downloaded.
yeah.
You've been downloaded with like, oh damn, the Earth's flat.
I think maybe you.
You're like, oh shit, I had a feeling. I wish they would have just told me. Or like this one, dinosaurs were made up. Oh, you gotta be fucking kidding me. I did not see that coming.
You mean Jurassic Park was about bullshit?
Yeah. Yeah. Like, you're like, ah shit, I should have called that. You know?
Yeah. I never died.
Yeah, I know.
I can't tell you.
I know. But
Or
like,
maybe I have died and I
yeah,
just
maybe
can't remember it.
No, I know.
I've like,
well, because they say kids sometimes like have like
Yes.
past lives.
which is why I was gonna get into like I think like maybe you respawn. What's the word?
Reborn?
Reincarnate.
Reincarnate. Okay, respawn sounds like you're a devil.
No, it sounds like
Devil
he's in a
spawn.
video game.
Respawn is video game.
Okay, obviously I've never touched a controller in my fucking life.
I think you might reincarnate.
Okay, so you're thinking you're just reliving until you learn your lessons
I don't know
that
if
you need to know?
I don't know if
Your
there's
soul?
I don't know if there's a lesson to learn or.
So you don't know the point.
I don't know.
I was thinking maybe-
What's the question? Did I know the meaning of life?
Yeah.
I think the meaning of life may be as cheesy as it is, like more than this, but like to like be. I think everything is connected, like community wise,
Yeah.
universe wise. We're all
Yeah.
part of a bigger thing, so we can all care about each other.
Yeah.
So I think that as long as you're doing that, you're living life and you're making memories. I think this was in the movie that we talked about a while ago, the Banshees of Inisherin. It's like the guys, the jackass in the movie is like, well, people's memories of each other don't last. Like music lasts.
Yeah.
That's what lasts. So
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
No, I do think I agree with.
It's the experience.
It's experience. It's
personal
the people who you
relationships.
touch.
Yeah,
It's the
yeah,
people
yeah.
whose lives you touch that matter. That I think that's
Yeah.
what it is. But I can't tell you that for certain because
No,
I can't,
not for certain.
because I'm not Jesus
Yeah.
or Buddha or
Yeah. But are
any
you
number.
excited to learn the secrets? Do you feel like
Prophets.
we could potentially learn some secrets?
It would be cool. I just don't. I don't know if it works. I honestly like. I wish I thought it worked. I don't know.
You don't know.
I'm not. I don't stake my flag in any camp enough to be like, this is how it's gonna work.
Yeah.
I just am so like, I don't know what's gonna happen. We'll
Do
find
you
out.
think that there is an afterlife?
I don't think it's like we're going to a big cloud in the sky.
No. Because we've gone past the clouds now, and there's nothing.
There's nothing there, but maybe it's in the other clouds further than that. But I don't know. It would be nice. It would
It'd be nice. So like you're
It'd be really
not even
sweet.
decided if there is an afterlife. It could potentially be dark out there.
It could be. There could be an afterlife. It could be heaven. Also, it could be pearly gates. But to quote one of my favorite rappers, he said, "If there's a heaven, if there's a heaven, they should let you speak to your son because he wants to talk to his mom." And so it's like, if there was an idea of heaven, wouldn't you think that heaven would allow you somehow
No, you can't
to
know those
communicate?
secrets.
No, not secrets, but to communicate to your son, "Hey, I'm here." And then he says, "Oh, maybe she's in the blade of grass that itched me for a little bit. Maybe she's in the bird that flew past me."
Yeah.
All these kind of signs.
Yeah.
So I'm like, because people do see signs.
Yeah,
of
yeah,
like,
yeah. I love
this
a sign.
bird that followed me around.
I
And it
love
was
a
my
sign.
father's favorite bird.
Yeah.
So maybe there is a big pearly heaven gate. And
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. but it will be cool to find out when I do. Hopefully not too soon.
No. Let's hold off on finding out.
Yeah.
But it potentially makes things a little less scary to be like, you know what? I can't wait to find out who did it.
Absolutely.
You know.
And by who did it, you mean who killed JFK?
Yeah.
I think that if I had one question, that
That'd
might
be a
be one
good
of mine,
one.
because I feel like that would like inform me of maybe some other
Shady
thoughts.
shit.
Yeah.
So once you find out who killed him, you're like, now I can see.
If it's just Lee Harvey Oswald,
Yeah.
If it's just Lee Harvey Oswald, that's crazy.
No, I doubt. I think there's probably a bigger picture there.
Yeah, but
I mean, it's me. I'm a conspiracy.
But let's not keep talking about it, because
No, we don't want anyone to hear this.
Because we believe whatever the government tells us.
Yeah. We kind of were there.
We got there.
Yeah. So this is going to be like a shocking question, Alex, because I just want to say, like, I've come in very excited to hear how the past week of yours went. That's never happened before.
Oh yeah.
I've been like, I walked in and I was like, can't wait to hear what Alex has to say.
That was good. That was really good. It was great.
Because there's been so much. I feel like you've lived a lot of lives.
I've lived a lot of lives.
There's been things that have happened to you that I thought, can't wait to hear his take.
Thank you. First of all, my first thing that happened in the past week, Ohio State winning, going to the national championship.
That game, okay, yeah.
That game was great.
It was a good game.
It was a good game. It was a good game. And actually, I'm gonna need both your inputs on this. So Ohio State played Texas.
Yep.
Great game, really competitive game up until the last play where
Yep.
like, that last play, Quinn Ewers like playing against his own school.
God, that was so fucking...
I was texting.
Wait, he went to Ohio State?
So he didn't. Yeah, he played. He went to Ohio State, but he didn't play.
Okay. He's going to Notre Dame next year. Did you know
Quinn
that?
Ewers?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure.
Okay, I'm gonna need to check that up.
I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Because I think Manning is coming in.
I know Arch is like he either plays or he doesn't, but I think Quinn Ewers is a senior. But let's not get sidetracked.
Okay, let's see.
I thought it was like his Cinderella story. Like fourth down, he's gonna.
You thought he was gonna score?
Thought he was gonna score. Then
Yeah.
he gets strip sacked for the game-sealing touchdown.
Fucking makes me sick.
My family, split family. My uncle, my mom's side of the family, Ohio State guys. I went to Ohio State, big Ohio State guy. My little sister,
Texas.
he's at Texas right now.
Oh, she's probably hard.
My parents, my mom, and my dad, my family has kind of taken the Texas side versus me and my cousins on the Ohio State side.
So do you feel betrayed?
A little bit betrayed, but honestly, so I'm gonna need your input on this because somebody called me a fake fan because I expressed these feelings, and you may agree. You may agree. This is a wild take. I said during the game, I was like, I'm obviously an Ohio State fan, but if Texas were to win and move on to the national championship, I'd be happy that my sister has the opportunity to possibly see a national championship winning team while she's at the school. I'm no longer at Ohio State.
Yeah.
It would be cool for her to have that experience.
Yeah.
If I were at Ohio State, it'd be a very different. If we were at school at the same time, it'd be a very different point.
Yeah.
But because I expressed that, they're like, "Oh, you're a fake fan. If you should be saying like fuck your sister, like not that way, but like we're cutting that.
Yeah.
But you should want Ohio State to win at all costs.
Uh-huh.
But I was like, it'd be cool. Like she gets the opportunity to win a national championship and be at school.
Honestly, I think like number one, I think that's just being like a nice older brother. But number two, I feel like you have the potential to. You guys are a good team.
Yeah.
This isn't the only experience you're gonna have at a national title champion. You know what I mean? Like you aren't like, oh, they're gonna go fucking downhill. This is a once in a lifetime experience for me. Like I feel like maybe so. My husband's TCU.
Yeah.
So.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Tell me about it.
Jesus,
Kill myself.
last year, that was
2 years ago.
2 years?
Was it last year?
I thought it was, you're probably right.
No,
It was
because
probably 2
Georgia
years
won,
ago.
I think won twice.
You're
Maybe I'm
right.
like, but like that's like once in a lifetime.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And obviously they got creamed. It was a sad
Yeah,
day.
that was sad.
But I was at the game before that.
Yeah, I remember.
So long story short is like I feel like that coming from you as an Ohio State fan, it's like Ohio's always in the motherfucking mix.
Yeah.
Like it's never like you have a year, and like maybe that's just the team right now, but like you have the opportunity next year, the year after that. Like you guys are a big name
Powerhouse,
player.
yeah.
You're a powerhouse. I hate it. It's disgusting. Ohio.
Texas historically is too, but they haven't been.
But
for
they
so
haven't
long,
been. They
for so
haven't
long.
been.
Yeah.
And your sister's there, so like I don't think that necessarily means you're a fake fan.
Would it change your opinion if I said I also like Matthew McConaughey and Glenn Powell? So I thought it'd be cool if they won too.
No, it doesn't change my opinion because you love Interstellar so much that like that comes across as totally like par for the course.
Par for the course. Okay.
And like I
feel like I'm consistent. I'm not flip flopping.
But also like you're not flip flopping, but you're like I don't feel like football is your number one.
It's not my number one.
It's not your number one.
But I am very happy for them. My thing that will land me in more hot water with Ohio State fans is, and this may sour them on me forever, I think similar to fans of, if you know soccer, Real Madrid, some teams, I'm a Yankees fan, some teams fans are entitled and think that just for showing up they deserve the world.
Oh, really?
Oh my God, Real Madrid fans, they boo their own players. They boo their own players that are stars.
Why?
Because they're fucking spoiled. They're so spoiled. So I'm not saying that all Ohio State fans are. I'm just saying that there's
you're spoiled because they win so much, almost.
Because they win so much, and you think that you're
entitled to the win.
Entitled to the win. That like you're deserving of it. There's a similar aspect of, and I won't act like I'm not. I can be a bit of an asshole as a fan. But Philly Eagles fans are the same way. Eagles fans are
gross.
Assholes.
Go Birds.
Go Birds. I said go Birds to somebody this morning.
No, I would never say go Birds.
Go Birds, go Birds. It's a response. I'm not an Eagles fan.
No.
I have
audacity. You're from New Jersey.
I have a lot of family. I have a lot of Jersey family that's Eagles fans. South Jersey is Eagles. North Jersey is Giants, Bills, Jets. But the amount of entitlement and like the jerkness, just pigheadedness at
some
games.
teams have like jerky fans. Like I remember, there's some stadiums too. Like I went to a Niners Giants game a long time ago in college, and like it was when the Niners were at Candlestick Park. And everyone was like, "Oh, don't go! Don't even wear giant shit because like they'll just wreck you. Like they're not even fun about it. They'll just like take you out." And like I think it's same vibe for like if you go to Philadelphia and you wear the wrong thing, and if you go to like Oakland, like if you used to go to Oakland, they're in Nevada now, in Las Vegas. The same kind of vibe. Like you don't want to go there and wear the wrong team's jersey. Like they're gonna give you so much shit. It's like there's a game because there's two teams here. Isn't the rivalry? I love the rivalry.
Yeah.
Like I talk shit because but like if there was no rivalry, why am I fucking here?
But I think you can talk fun shit and then you can take it way too far.
Fun shit.
There's a video
Get a life, loser.
100%. No,
too far.
Not far enough. Actually, like genuinely, I'll show you the video in the break because the guy uses the word that you can't say on YouTube.
Oh, I didn't even know that was a word.
There's a word. They use it a lot.
Y'all know the word.
They use it a lot in
There's
England.
one word.
They use it a lot in England and Australia.
Oh, I know.
It's more.
Yeah. There's 4 letters.
Yeah.
Okay.
And there's a Packers fan.
It was Packers versus Eagles. Yeah.
Packers versus Eagles. Looks like a sweet lady just minding her own business. And there's a guy in the back of her head screaming, like screaming at her. Like
that's disgusting.
Then her husband goes like, "Yo, like it's a first." Like he's trying to do like the friendly banter stuff where it's like they're talking like aggressive shit. So you go like, "Oh, but they got an inch there." Like like still keeping about the game, not saying you're being too much. But like he goes too far again, and then he calls her a dumb, ugly.
Oh yeah.
And it's like, bro. Relax.
Seriously.
Relax.
Like your team wouldn't be here if my team wasn't here too.
Yeah.
You want to be the only team in the NFL?
You're also like a 50-year-old man.
No, totally.
Screaming at a 30-year-old woman who's just watching the game.
No,
she's having a fun time. Like
I agree 100%.
Get a fucking life.
No, and there's such a level of competitiveness, and I think like once you become an adult,
figure it out.
You gotta like not be competitive because it's such an ick. It's such an ick, and obviously that's like a different level. That's a douchebag.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah.
But like when you're competing in something as an adult, it's for fun. Like you're either competing yourself, it's in a rec league, like you were saying, when people are fucking mean, or like you're there to cheer on your team who you can never play on the field with them. Like when people say, which I do too, when it's like we won, the universal we. It's like no, they won, and you're there to cheer them on.
But we're not, and I'm in no way do I think we're knocking getting emotional.
No, get like, emotional, care.
But don't be watching mean. Sports. I like it's don't be mean.
Don't be mean.
There's no need to be mean. Like you can
the team. This is what I say. It's the same with fandom.
Yeah.
The team doesn't want you to do that shit.
No.
The singer, the artist doesn't want you to pull that shit with somebody else. If you love this team so much, if you love that artist so much, support them.
Yeah.
Cheer for them. Don't fucking take people down outside the stadium for liking the other team. Oh, by the way, your team fucking won. Stop yelling at this lady.
100%. And you can have friendly shit talk between.
Have it be fun.
Also between strangers. Like it's not. Even,
it's so fun.
It's so fun.
Especially like when you're tailgating.
Yes.
When you're there, like, oh, this team's gonna win. It's so fun.
It's so fun. It like there's totally like a fun way to do it, and it's not like you can't talk to strangers and have like shit talking interactions. You can, and like it's not to paint like, I don't mean like all Ohio State fans are that way or they're all entitled in that way. It's
no,
just
but
like
there's certain teams. There are certain teams. Eagles fans are like,
Yeah.
sorry guys.
Yeah.
USC fans are like that. Sorry.
It's typically
guys. Sorry,
it's typically like large like powerhouse teams.
Yeah.
And it's like like that's why I'm always
say the
I'm always gonna cheer for Ohio State.
Yeah.
I always want them to win. But sometimes like
it
fans
sucks
need to be
when a
humbled.
few ruin it for the many.
Yeah, exactly.
It sucks.
Yeah.
Because you could be like a fucking kick-ass Eagles fan and you're like, oh man, like here's fucking Jimmy John being an asshole again.
And honestly, that's why I think I'm just like, I think this season was sour for me as an Ohio State fan with the reaction after Michigan.
Yeah, of course.
Because I hadn't felt this way about Ohio State up until this year when I saw so many fans saying like they shouldn't do that in our house, and then the like Ohio State like lawmaker like proposed making it a felony to plant a
Jesus
flag
Christ.
in the middle of the field. I was like, that's the most sore loser, bitch made shit I've ever heard in my entire life.
I bet they were born in Generation Beta.
It was pretty actually. Nice. I forgot which generation that was for a second. Yes, babies. But it's like, give me a fucking break. So I think that's
it's
sour
kind
this
of turned
season
you
for
off
me.
right
It turned
now.
me off for the season.
Yeah.
Turned me off of like wanting to like
root and say I'm an Ohio State fan because you're like, oh, this is out there. Like, this is the feel that they're giving like the world.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And
it's
I
like,
get that.
And like I love the Ohio versus the world feeling, but not in the way where it's like we're like pathetic and we can't lose with grace.
Well, take a loss. Like you're in the national championship game. Take a loss. Take a loss.
pathetic.
But again, I always defend. I'll defend and then I'll smite.
Yeah, retract.
You know what I mean? I'm like losers, but I get it.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying, and I see what you did there, and like I understand.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't give a straight answer because I see both sides of everything.
Yeah.
Anyways,
because I'm just so empathetic and I love everybody. Same though.
So, quick side note, and I feel like this is such a bigger conversation, and like I've been thinking about this a lot, and I'll tell you why I'm thinking about this, which is kind of I know this is not truly in the news right now, but y'all know I'm a little bit behind.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You're reading the newspaper.
I'm reading things that happened like months ago that are like now coming to my line of vision. So there's a podcast, Plan Bree, with the two best friends, Grace and Bree.
Right.
And the podcast like dismantled because of so many different things, right? And like recently she was on a podcast saying like she made a certain amount of money and that her co-host made a whole nother amount of money. And it's kind of just brought like money relationships like to my the forefront of my brain, like how I think about money, what money means to me, like what and I think too, like what people need to understand with that is like since they work for a podcast network, they're not necessarily the ones that are in charge of their salary, right? So it's like they're being given money by the top dog, right?
Yeah.
But I just kind of thought about it because you hear about, I think in our view of like the Friends when they like went in and negotiated together, obviously they came up together, and I thought about those two and they're best friends, and like it's true that one of them had way more clout or followers or influence than the other one. It was technically her show, and like her friend rose up with her, right? And not that it like fully reminded me of me and Alina, but I just feel like Alina is like the person that would be why someone would tune in, and like hopefully someone likes me along with her, right? Like hopefully,
I think there are some people that like you as well here.
Of course. I just mean like it made me think about all of that in regards to like, what money meant to them as friendship. Like, did that come in their way of someone's making so much more and they're doing the same job, right? So technically they're both sitting on the couch. They're both having the same workload, let's just say. And I just felt like, if that was me, like if I was the person making more money, I would feel very uncomfortable with that.
100%.
And maybe that's my issue with I came back to like my issue with money. Like my relationship with money. But I would feel so uncomfortable if, say, we were sitting here and I was making $100 an episode and Alina was making $25.
100%.
That would be crazy to me. And I feel like in general, no matter what, I would want to like fight for my friend.
100%.
And I would personally, this is just a personal thing.
Yeah.
I would take much less money. And I'm not trying to like pat myself on the back for this either, but like to do the same work as your fucking best friend for your entire, like they're best friends for how long, right? And this isn't, I'm trying to knock on them. I'm just saying like, I would feel so uncomfortable doing the same amount of work and getting paid so much more.
I completely agree. And that's why I think unions are important, collective bargaining is important, and that's why the friends approach is really
Going
important.
in together.
Like I think it was David was the Ross.
David
Schwimmer was, I think he was the original one that was supposed to be like getting like more of a bump. And he was like, no, let's all like negotiate together as a package because we should all be getting paid the same amount.
Right.
Which is like important. I think I agree. I would feel so uncomfortable going into a TV show, a podcast, whatever it is, if the person that's doing the same thing that you are is making triple, or you're making triple of them, it would feel uncomfortable. Like
totally.
Like if I was getting paid 100,000, you're getting paid 30,000. Like that's crazy.
That's crazy.
Like that's
but
an
it's not
insane
even
amount.
to say like I obviously understand the concept of somebody
pulls
in more people. At some point, when the show got big enough, shouldn't it kind of even out or get closer to evening out? Like I don't know enough about how their show grew and how they grew together or whatever. But it was a big show.
But it was a big show, so you'd think that there would be a little bit more of a like the gap would close, the margin would close if it was so much so like she would like I don't know the dynamic of their show that much, but like
it felt so interesting to me to like hear, and that's the thing is it's like I think I honestly understand why potentially someone deserves to earn more.
Right.
I just think it's such an interesting concept of like doing a show with somebody and at the same time knowing someone's making so much more. I feel like so much played into that demise. And people, I mean, I'm very interested in relationships and the demise of friendships or romantic partners. Like I feel like there's so much understanding of humans in the demise of something. Like there's so much to learn from friendship breakups or relationship breakups. I feel like that's when we grow the most as people.
Yeah.
And it's just so interesting that I wonder if that ever played a part. Probably not. There's probably so much more, but like that's always there. That's always underlying. Everyone always knows.
Yeah.
Everyone that sits in the room potentially knows.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just what is your relationship to money? Like how do you feel about money in general? Like how do you save? Like what do you feel about money? I feel like LA is such an interesting place in regards to money because we always talk about like what people can get from people here.
Yeah.
And like and I feel like it's almost money is less important than influence here. Like, okay, we don't know how much people make, but this person I could tell has influence over people.
Yeah, can get
you this, can get you that, can get you in the door.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. This is a funny, I talked about this weekend with my friends because, so in college, one of my roommates, and I'll call him out, Dan, this is about you.
Oh, I thought you were going to be like, let's call him Dan.
Let's call him Dan because
that's Sarah.
Because
you just dox him to
because that's what he was born as. That's
what his parents named
on his
him.
birth certificate. Yeah. And Dan would do this funny thing where we would I may believe it, I probably won't. We're best friends still, I love him. We would Postmates thing, buy things together, Uber Eats, Uber. And if he paid for it, we would always Venmo. Yeah. And little did we learn that, he was paying with his mom's card, and then he wouldn't Venmo his mom what we Venmoed him.
That's weird. That's really weird.
So to break it down, my roommate Dan would buy something for us. We would pay him back. Sorry. Break it down.
So you're basically paying him to order you food.
Yes, we're paying him for his mom to order us food.
Yeah.
We would order something together on his mom's card. We would Venmo him. He would keep our holdings, and his mom would take the entire total to herself. So we were like, we found that out. He was like, "What?" We were like, "Dude,
that's not your money.
You're profiting every time that we eat."
Yeah. You are. That's your job. Your job is to
you're raking in cash.
Yeah.
Based on you're taking our money. If your mom's taking the full deficit, don't make us pay you.
No, Venmo the mom.
Yeah, Venmo your mom, or let's all eat for free.
Wow. Or let's all eat for free.
Fuck, bro.
Yeah.
You're eating.
You're not even eating for free. You're
getting
making
paid
money.
to eat.
You're making money.
Yeah, you're like, let's get Buckeye Donuts. I'm like, fuck you, bro.
Yeah.
So
That's interesting.
That was a funny like
It's
example.
interesting because everyone values money differently. Like value, not what money is valued, but like we all value it differently. Yeah. And it's sometimes uncomfortable. Like people are sometimes either weird about money. You can always get a vibe.
Yeah, very much so. My parents were always like super really wanted to instill like what the value of a dollar was for us growing up. My mom's side of the family immigrated to the U.S., so they had a very different. They didn't like comfort. They came with like nothing in their pockets. They lived in a barn in Wisconsin for the first like year and a half of their life, and like got rescued by a priest when the priest found out how poorly they were being treated by the farmer. And then like my dad's side had always been like working class from Southern Jersey, and then both of them went to school, got good jobs, and luck of the draw, like we grew up in like a nice neighborhood with like that had like a lot of money in the neighborhood, and a lot of people in the neighborhood like don't really understand how much like what the value of a dollar is, and like what that life isn't like as easy monetarily for everybody else everywhere else. Yeah. And it was very much so like the idea that like in my opinion, I was always thinking that like if people that grew up in my town grew up 15 minutes away in a different town, they wouldn't realize like how different their life would be. They didn't see how much money affected their lives and like how much not just money but like influence and like connections in businesses,
how it changes your life.
How it changes. You have a network of people like, hey, I need an internship when I'm in high school. Yeah, my dad's friend works in something that I want to work in. I can get an internship at his company. Right. And maybe money itself didn't help you there.
But where you were.
Association.
Association.
Like money by association influenced you there. Like there's so much that people are like, money can't like buy you happiness. It can buy you fucking peace of mind when you're struggling to put like food on the table or you don't.
It takes a huge weight off people's shoulders.
Exactly.
You can focus on other things.
Very much
it's basically like how you feel about certain things. Like the weight of survival is off ourselves now, 100%. So now we can focus on our emotional.
Very much so. Like it's crazy. That's why that song. I love the song Under Pressure. It like people like when After Sun came out, it was a big song in After Sun. People were always like, oh, it's a great song. It's got a great bass line. But when you listen to the lyrics about how you care about other people and how caring about others can change, like you can't just care about yourself because there's more at stake. People like we have more in common that's at stake together and stuff like that. It just seems wild to me to not understand that like that it's not. It's like the idea that everything is like your experience is solely yours and you not caring about others and seeing how others go through life I think is strange to feel so isolated. And I feel like we keep going back to this about the phones and everything like that. Everybody feels so much more isolated and there's such a lack of community and like people actually caring about each other. And I think that money splits that up also because when people have money, a lot of times they're like, well, like if they just wanted it, they should work harder or they could do this and that.
Yeah,
it's
work harder.
It's like so many people work so fucking hard and get paid so fucking little because everything is so fucking expensive. Yeah. And like cost of housing and living
so crazy.
Is fucking insane. Yeah. Everybody, like the majority of people, it's funny to talk about this because a lot of like when I talk to my family, a lot of them, like on my mom's side, we always talk about like what like the American mindset is, like looking at what Americans think their like relationship with money is and the relationship with where they are in society. It's like a lot of Americans, and I forget who attributed to this quote initially, is like think they're just like down on their luck millionaires, like eventual millionaires, like
they're gonna eventually
I'm just this close to being a millionaire. I'm gonna be a billionaire. I'm so much closer to Elon than I am to this like homeless person. And it's like that's not true. Like most Americans are a couple of missed paychecks away from
a lot of people are paycheck to paycheck.
Away from fucking losing their home.
Well, don't you feel like it's like a lot of it is, you know, the millennial generation and below. Like I always used to see like articles like millennials can't buy houses because they're eating avocado toast.
That's such bullshit. Like,
Yeah.
it's such bullshit. It's that's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard in my
I know.
entire life. Like, oh, like I like that's just such like.
Like we're buying our cappuccinos so we can't afford them.
Yeah. Oh,
Right.
that's exactly
Right,
why
right,
not.
right.
That's exactly
Yeah.
why not. It's not
Yeah.
because housing has gone up exponentially. It's
I
like
know.
my grandma. So this is a good point of this. So my grandma, who came to America, grew up in Wisconsin, then moved to New Jersey. The price at which what they bought their house in our hometown in New Jersey, what it was when they bought it, and what she sold it as, that kind of money and that kind of wealth accumulation was a lot of money that she made just by living in her home. And real estate made it so much more expensive.
Yeah.
And that's not something that like people like the amount of money that you can make just by living in the right place, like at the right time before that happens. Like, and I'm not saying that should be something that you should like look to do, but it's just the reality of what a lot of people went through,
Right.
Like, or happened to, like they were able to buy a home in a nice neighborhood because they met the criteria of the neighborhood to buy a home, and they like accumulated wealth just by living there. And,
Right.
and like many people don't have that opportunity.
No.
It doesn't work that way.
No.
So I think it's just we talked about this. It's so strange, like people's relationship to money. And I think that people feel awkward talking about it because it's almost like there's an ick behind it.
Yeah. And I feel like maybe that's a little bit older. Maybe it just depends on the person or like how you were brought up. Like what was your conversation like with your parents with money? And like it's also like I always think there's like a huge gap in regards to like learning about money or like learning about you know, how to buy a home, like, all these like things that like we but all these like actual life skills we're not really taught anymore or ever. Like I don't think it was ever really taught. I don't know. I mean, I would have loved to take wood shop, but I'm not sure that was available either. I just think like it'd be nice to have more conversations about it. And I think too, like, I always feel about money like don't grip it. You know, I always have that kind of sense of like what goes around comes around. Like I never want to feel like I need to hold on to something. I need to I like the term like nickel and dime. Like I'm never gonna nickel and dime somebody, right? Like I don't like the idea of like it being so precious to you that like it's the end all be all.
Yeah.
And I just think it's interesting. Like I remember even starting to work and being like, well, what do you make?
Yeah.
You know, like how do I know what to ask for? Like how do I know what's appropriate? Like what's a normal salary? Especially when you're first starting in the workforce of like, is this normal? Like am I getting the worst deal? Am I getting the best deal? It's like a lot of the times because you haven't talked about it with your parents or your friends, it's like you don't know what kind of conversations to have, and you're just so thankful that you have a job and someone's paying you that you don't even know what to ask for.
100%.
And it's interesting, like, oh, what how much did you pay for your house? Like how much are you paying in rent? Like what there's so many things that like maybe it's different for younger generations, but like people my age didn't really talk about.
Yeah. We got to go into the bonus. We're gonna roll right in and keep talking.
Yeah, we're not even gonna play a fucking song.
We're not gonna play a song. We'll maybe later, but not right.
No,
we
as
gotta
we
keep the money
leave, we'll
talk.
play.
Yeah. All right. Love you. Bye.
Bye.